Hey guys, it's your boy Neomis here. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Europa League draw and who Arsenal are planned to be going up against in the next few weeks in the Europa League group stage. Stay tuned to my thoughts and my views, and if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, share, comment, rate. Now, let's go. So, the Europa League group stage draw happened earlier on today. It's now late in the evening. I've just come home from a hard day's work and we got big things to talk about. Now, just looking at Arsenal's group, it actually isn't that bad. I mean, let's see, Arsenal Group F, we've got Arsenal, Eintracht Frankfurt, Standard Liège and Victoria. Now, on paper, those teams are, at least historically, really good sides. I mean, Victoria we've seen in the Champions League before. Not much, but we've seen them in the Champions League. Same thing with Standard Liège and same thing with Eintracht Frankfurt. Obviously, a lot these days, those other three teams haven't been doing well. But, you know, now we've managed to draw them. Now, if you look at some of their domestic form and what they've done in the past in European history, it's going to be really, really interesting. So you take a look at someone like Victoria, Portuguese club, aren't actually doing that well in the Portuguese league. I believe they're like 14th in the league right now. Really struggled to even qualify for the Europa League last season, and they'll probably be a little bit of the whipping boys within this group here, and it's one of those where I see a standard 6 points within this game, in these two games against Victoria. Yes, you can see Unai rotating the squad a lot. Reece Nelson's going to get games. I expect to see Martinelli and John Jules as well getting a lot of chances. I expect to see Hector Bellerin looking to use the Europa League to get fitness back. The same thing with Rob Holding and Kieran Tierney. So there are lots of opportunities for a lot of the players that Arsenal have, and the two games against Victoria are a good shout to kind of really look at. Then for me, we've got the real tough games against, first of all, Standard Liège, Belgian club, did really well last season, top club in Belgium, and yes, it is the Belgium league, so you can make an argument that maybe it's not that competitive, but the fact of the matter is that they are a top club within the Belgium league and we cannot sleep on them. I mean, I remember Standard Liège being our consistent type of side that was always within European competitions, and now we're going up against them again, so we can't take these teams lightly and think that they're just going to be the whipping boys of the group, because for me they're not. For me, they're a side that if they show up and Arsenal don't, they can beat us 1-0. And that's all it really takes. You know, what we need is 3 points consistently. Let's qualify. Let's, you know, as quick as we possibly can, finish the top of the group. That's what we want. We do not want to be potentially facing Inter Milan or Borussia Dortmund, the teams that are coming down from the Champions League. We don't want that. We want 3 points. We want wins. Other group, Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, we all know about them last season, semi-finals of the Europa League, lost to Chelsea just. They lost two their starting players, and Luka Jovic and Sebastian Haller, who's now at Real Madrid and West Ham respectively. So I don't know who they have replaced for these players. They've probably found new ways to play, but of course this is going to be a side that aren't going to be as good as they were last season when they had the likes of Jovic, who for me is a really good solid player, has all the attributes to be a top star. So, but fact of the matter is Eintracht Frankfurt are going to be a difficult side either way, and that's something that we do need to watch out for. So it's another side where we cannot be taking these ones easily. We have to go on there, play our best game, and get the 3 points, and that's the main thing that I could really say. Now, looking at some of the other groups, I think there are a few interesting ones. I think Group A is a bit interesting. You got Sevilla, Apoel, Karabag, and Dulange. Also, I think Group D, Sporting, PSV, and Rosenborg, and Lask is a very interesting one. Who else have we got? Who else? Then we got Group I think is an interesting one. Wolfsburg, Ghent, St. Etienne, William Saliba. We're going to be seeing William Saliba. Wouldn't it actually be funny if we end up playing William Saliba in the Europa League? I wonder if Arsenal managed to put that clause where he's not allowed to face Arsenal, because that would be an absolute kick in the teeth if we face St. Etienne in the Europa League and he doesn't then, and he manages to knock us out. That'd be terrible. It would, however, mean that he'd probably start next summer when he's back at Arsenal, but no. No. And then let's see, who else have we got? Oh, Group L, the last group. Manchester United, Astana, Partizan, and AZ Alkmaar. They have the most easiest group you could possibly imagine. Like Manchester United, like, they have to win this, right? They have to win the group. I mean, yes, I think AZ Alkmaar are pretty good, but come on, like, it's Manchester United. Like, I'm giving Manchester United some type of credit. You know, I don't think that they are that bad. I mean, they are bad, but they're not that bad. So it's one of those ones where it's going to be close. And even Group K, this one has Wolves in it, along with Braga, Besiktas, and Slovan Bratislava. You take a look at that group, and you've got 3 teams that can potentially, for me, I wouldn't be surprised that they went through. So for me, it's just really all depending on what Wolves do in terms of rotation with their squad with the Premier League. But, you know, it'd be really interesting to see Wolves within the Europa League. And I think just how they're laid out, I don't know if, like, the winners of Group K and L face one another, or like how that's going to work. I need to do a bit of research on that, on how it is this year, or if it's the same as it was in previous years. But it's going to be a really interesting time for the Europa League. I think when you look at potential winners, at the beginning of the season, I talked about it like in the summer in my transfer windows. I would have said Manchester United, but I'd probably say the only ones that I would even remotely worry about would have to be Roma. Yeah, it'd have to be Roma, possibly Sevilla. Those are the only 2 sides that I think even have a remote chance of causing Arsenal any upset or winning the Europa League. So I'm liking the way how things look. Arsenal are the favourites. Let's see what happens over the next few months, because boy, I think the winner of this Champions League of this Europa League, will either be Arsenal, or it's going to be one of the teams that drop down from the Champions League into the Europa League. That is the only winners that I see coming from this. But let me know your opinion on what you think on everything that I've said. It'd be great to kind of get your thoughts. Let's get a kind of discussion going again, you know, especially with the Champions League video that I did yesterday. Let me know what you think around that. And yeah, I will see you again next time on Sunday after the North London derby. Peace.